My journey to success. It all started in my mother's belly when she was notified that her fourth baby boy would have a birth defect called gastroschisis. For those of you who do not know, this was a rare medical condition at the time, and the birth defect itself dealt with the body, or in this case, my intestines, in which they extended outside of the abdomen through a hole next to the belly button. The doctors notified her the survival rate was very minimal, and due to the lack of technology, I was at high risk of having many complications. Unbothered to have me, these two beautiful people were determined to beat all odds against me. On March 26, 2002, my mother was escorted via Air Medical Services to Lubbock, Texas, where I was soon to be born. On April 3, 2002, I was born and rushed instantly into surgery, and although I don't remember any of it, my mother and father explained it to have been a very painful, intense, draining, and suspenseful situation to be in. The surgery was a success ultimately, and after a few months spent in Lubbock under medical supervision, my parents were able to take me home. Fast forward to about the age of 6, the complications the doctor had been talking about only shined to light, as I was destined to have many more surgeries, 6 more to be exact, including getting my appendix and my gallbladder removed. I wasn't your average kid playing outside or partaking in any physical activities, as I always was at risk. Growing up, I developed a love and passion for the game of football, which now that I think about it is kind of ironic considering the fact I couldn't play it. I'd watch the kids play during recess in elementary, and then would see my brother's devotion to his high school football team. And I always thought to myself how I wanted to partake in that way of life, having something to have a passion for. Up to this point, I'd tell my family I was going to follow my brother's footsteps, and they'd always just put me down and said to focus on my academics rather. They never meant it in a harsh way, they just believed because of my history it wasn't worth the risk. The doctor denied me physical participation in 7th grade when I tried trying out for the middle school team. It was an ongoing discussion as it had been nearly 2 years since my last surgery if I could play or not. Me being eager and young, begged and prayed to be part of something bigger than myself. Going into 8th grade year, I decided maybe football was going to start and I should go lighter, so that's when I went back and asked for permission to join the track team. Both my mom and the doctor granted me my wish, and excitedly, I set the foundation for my dream. The track season was a success. I ended up running relays and sprints and winning a couple of medals here and there, but I was not fully satisfied, as I was still pending on playing a football season. Incoming the summer going into freshman year, I decided once again to go back to get my physical and try to gain permission to play. At this point, it had been 3 years since my last surgery, and what do you know, the doctor gave me the go-ahead to try for the team. That summer, I attended summer workouts, and as expected, I was struggling to work out. And I felt like an outcast as I had no idea what I was doing, but nevertheless, I was determined and motivated to get stronger and faster. I finally played my first games, and my freshman season overall was great. I ended up starting after working my way up to first string. My sophomore year, I continued grinding and just tried to stay focused on academics and football. My JV year was another successful season, as I was moved up to varsity mid-season. I struggled at first, unsurprisingly, but ended up finishing the season as a starter. My junior year was a bit different than the rest, as more adversity came to my life. My coach and mentor, passing, truly took a huge toll on me and my teammates. It was devastating and it took time to cope with his loss. But my team and I felt that the way we could honor him was by finishing what he started and for us to graduate and make him proud as he always said he was. Coach always preached fire and desire, and we implemented that in our daily lives. I continued grinding and working hard. My junior year on varsity, I was nominated first team all district defensive end. My senior year felt like all the hard work had finally paid off, and I was in a place I never thought I'd reach as a kid. I led my district in sacks and tackles and went back to back first team all district defensive end. It really felt satisfying doing something everyone said I wouldn't be able to do. That year, I even made it into the All Star game. After showcasing for many colleges, I got offered my only one, and that was Briarcliff University. I ended up signing to further my academic and athletic career, and I plan to study and play all 4 years at the Cliff. Not bad for a kid with a minimal chance of survival. And that concludes my journey.